Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with, I believe it's another episode, I think it's number 2, that's 4, so 2, regarding the textile journal. That's what I'm calling it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call it yet. So, okay, let me get out of the way my normal things that I just feel I need to say. Yes, my videos are long, and yes, I gab. If you don't like gabbing, please do not watch the video. Okay, so it's who I am, it's what I do. Some enjoy it, some sort of, but again, I just gab to make sure that I explain the right way on what I'm doing, and sometimes I get myself confused. So, now that that's said, let's move on. So remember, this journal here, I'm actually trying something out. I think it's going to be really cool. You have to like fabric. So when I'm using textile, I'm using fabric. I'm going to use laces, whether this type of lace or yarn type of lace or thread laces. I am using fabric, definitely. And I'm using this packet that kind of already matches. These are called cake layers. In the quilting world. These are 10-inch by 10-inch squares. We also have what's called a jelly roll, a chocolate bar, all these other kinds of things. They're really cute, and that's really those types of sets and my batiks are really the only fabrics that I truly kept. I no longer quilt. And that's because of a personal injury that I have in my shoulder now at this point. But I do still like the concept of sewing. So they're just small, little, tiny projects. And all of my projects can be based off of the jelly rolls. Those pre-cut materials that are out there. Fat quarters, fat eighths, and so forth. So if you remember, we have only one signature in here, but I have an inch spine going across this. That's because this is just going to blow up, because everything's going to have fabric or lace, and it's really going to expand. So I just wanted these pages to have that start. Now you can see just with what I have going on in here, it's already wanting to open itself up, which is fine. But you can see I can also bring it down. So I do have room. We've sewn the cover piece on. We've also attached or glued our fabric pages that we have in here to something, either the page before them or something. Now you could make it a pocket, because as you can see, I can, go right up in there and I can pull that out. So you can keep them as pockets, or make them just, put some glue down in through here. That's what I would do so that it would stop, and then you can just put something right here. So that's an idea as well. But what I'm going to do is, and we did that to all the pages in here. This one's actually connected to an envelope after we cut it. So again, just some different things going on. I've pulled in a couple of my book pages so I can do fabric and lace belly bands. I want to do that. This is the base of a brown paper bag that I cut off when I'm done doing my hinges. Why not cover this up and use it as a pocket or a tuck or a base for a fabric flip, which is something that I'm going to kind of look at here. Going to look at, sorry about that. That was my phone. I always have to at least have it on here. My apologies. I have some of my book pages too where I'm going to make some pockets. I've got those ready to cover. And then I've got some of my tag bases. I've got some of my smaller ones. I've got a playing card that will just distress up. And I've got some tags that I've ripped off because, again, I'm going to have some material coming up off of them as well. So lots of things that I'm looking to do. I don't know how far we'll get. Let's see. Let's just start creating. I know the first thing that I want to do is I want to add some of this lace to this front of this book right along this line, actually. Or do I want to put that up underneath? Nope. I want to go on top. I'm not going to sew it. I am going to glue it, but I do want that to sit right along that. So I'm going to snip that. And I'm going to be using my Fabri-Tac glue a lot because, again, I'm using fabric or lace, and I do think that the Fabri-Tac holds the best. Now, I'm sure this was just something that I saw, so I know we'll be doing more things to this cover, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay, now I'm sticking to everything. So I do like the way that looks, just to give it a little bit of an edge on the front. And you know what? I think we're going to do it on the back as well. Let's see what it will look like. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'll put it on the front and the back. And again, I want to put it just below that stitching line. I want to make sure that stitching line is staying there. I hope I'm putting this on the right way. Oh, we'll find out. Okay. And again, I'm just pressing that into the Fabri-Tac that I've put down. And I am going to just put a dot down onto there so that it lays flat. Okay, so there we have that, and I want to go this way. So it just adds a little bit more fringe when it comes to this. Okay, sorry about that little break. So now we have that. So I'm just going to set that aside. Let's grab, I want to put together or create a belly band. Now, what we need to remember when it comes to our fabrics is these fabrics do not have two sides. Batiks do. Batiks are a special dye blend, basically, and they will have a they both sides will look the same. Wow, that took me forever to get out. Where they'll look slightly different, but not much of a difference. Where this, yeah, you can kind of see it. So we're just going to be specific and creative when we put this down, because remember, we don't have to worry about the other side. Now, what I am going to do is I do want to put this down just a little bit. And again, we are going to use our Fabri-Tac. So that'll be the last time I say that. And I do want to also see the book pages as well. So let's see here. Just going to ink them up, and I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. Okay, so now when I turn this down, I'm going to put this towards the bottom just a little bit, but I do want that to overhang as well. So you can see on this edge, I'm going to have the good side of the material coming up. I cannot find my brayer. Can you tell I'm looking for my brayer? Oh, I found my brayer. Yes, I did more organizing. I should really stop doing that. Okay. Now what I want to do, oh my, remember, your glue will come through the fabric. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my scissors. I'm going to slice, and I'm going to rip. So now I have that edge. Now you could have done that before you glued this down. Absolutely. I'm going to put down some glue here just to hold these down, and I'm going to do that right here just to hold that down. All right, now I want to have a different strip that's going to come across this. So let's see here. See if we can find a fabric that we really haven't used, but will give us some nice brightness to it. I do want it to be a little bit lighter because it's kind of dark there. All right, so I am now I'm going to snip that there. Going to rip that. Now I'm going to turn this. You end up with an awesome pile of threads, I'm just saying. And I'm going to put that right here. Because I have that jagged edge, and I don't want to lose the jagged edge. Now, I could, you know what? I think I am gonna keep that there. I'm gonna put that right on that. So I still have that paper edge going on in there. And now I'm just gonna put just not towards the direct edge, but close enough, because I do also enjoy the way that it lays. I like when it curls up and moves. All right, and we're just going to line that up. And I'm going to pat that down and let that dry. Okay, and then that's pretty much what our belly band is going to go. Now I am going to probably put, matter of fact, I do want to put just a very thin, I want to see if I have a super thin I do. I love rickrack. Oh no, this is pretty too. You have to love your trims, right? I'm going to put a line of glue right here. This is where the book page is actually coming down. Now, where's that edge? Oh, there it is. All right. I'm going to cut that off because that one's just beat up just a little bit. And I'm going to push that down into the glue. Then we're going to trim. And I'm going to trim that one off. So I like that. I think that is really pretty. All right, and then we'll make a cluster to put on this. So where we could actually, now I want to put this on I really like that. Now that's coming up just a little bit too high. And that's okay, because what we will do is we are going to trim this. Like this. So now we've evened that up just a little bit. And we are going to trim this just one more time. I'm going to trim this right here. I'm going to go right across. Because I do want it to be even with the page, actually. As I keep looking at it, I needed just a stronger pair of scissors. There we go. That looks great. And I'm going to come across. And then we're going to put that right there. You never know what I could use these for. Now, what I'd also like to do here, I just need to find a piece of flat. Because what I'm going to do, this is nice, big, and chunky. I want to put a tab right here off of that. So we're just going to trim that up. And I'm just going to cut this in half. And I need a clip. All right. So I'm going to put a little bit on here. Turn that over. And then I'm just going to make sure I'm even when I put this down on the other side. And then I'm going to take one of these large clips that I have, and I'm just going to keep that right there. That'll do two things for me. One, hold it in place until it's dry. And then two, it'll stop the glue from getting on the pages so they won't stick together. Yeah, there's a method to my madness. Just saying. Okay, so that's our belly band. Where are we at with time? Okay, we're only about 13. Well, I had some time before that. So, okay, let's do some of the fabric tags. These that I had my eye on. All right, so one of the things that I wanted to do with this, again, still having that step. I really do enjoy the step look. I don't know if that's a term that is normal or used. I doubt it, but let's go with it. Now I'm just inking just for the sake of inking, and what I'm going to do is I am going to put this down, and I'm going to use my art glitter glue for this one. As long as it's unclogged. Always keep a pin in. Even if you're not using it and you know it was unclogged, always keep your pin in. The moment you don't, it clogs up. I'm just saying. All right, so I want to have coffee dyed paper on the back of this so that we can journal on it. I'm going to line this coffee dyed paper right up to the edge. And then, and I think through watching videos, I think I've got the whole tear ruler down. And Gail, if you're watching, that's because of you. I just saw it. It took me forever. I can't believe how long it took me. Now this, I'm just going to come up and I'm going to cut around and then I'm going to trim. So I completed the other half of that tag, or at least I have part of another half of the tag. Just going to put some glue down here. Now, if I just keep my glue there, you do have a pocket here. If you wanted to put a super skinny tag, or if we think about it a little bit more, you know, you just put this thin line there and then you have all of this space open. So it is something to think about. You know, again, there's always rooms to put pockets and tucks and everything else when it comes to your pieces. That's what's kind of cool. A little bit. All right, so I am now going to look at our fabrics again. And what I want to do is add some strips. So I'm going to come in. And then I think I'm going to do this one in half. This is a great tag topper. And let's see, I'm going to come in there. Now remember, when you are tearing your material, okay, it's when you tear the fabric, it will tear on a straight line. So you want to make sure that you just look a little bit bigger if you don't want to measure. If you measure, it may not be exact. So if you do use your rotary cutter blade and your quilting rulers to do that, that's fine. But then you'll have to pull out your threads to get that look, if that's what you're looking for. Otherwise, you'll be fine to just, you know, tear your papers. I don't know if I'm helping to make sense of that, but you just want to be cautious of that. I know it was something that I had to get used to, because it's going to go off in the style at which you're trying to create this. All right, I'm just going to make sure that there's not unpleasant tones going on in this, because I would like to see some of the words. So I'm going to put that piece there. And I do want a lighter piece, but just a little bit bigger. And just like paper, I do enjoy tearing fabric. Yes, it's wonderful. It's therapeutic, I think. I like being able, okay, I've got to trim those down a little bit. I like the whimsical nature. And see how that one's a little crooked? Yeah, that'll happen too. Okay, so I'm covering up all the words, which is fine. So I'm going to put that there. And then we're going to put that there. Now with this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit, like a line of Fabri-Tac down the center, and I'm going to set this in place. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece, because I will be sewing through these just on the outside. And this I'm actually going to have hanging off just a little bit. And actually I'm going to have that come up like that. So again, I just want them to hold in place, but I'm going to sew around and then come down and then come over on this. Okay, so I will be right back and show you what this looks like. Okay, so you can see I've got my stitching going around the outside, and you can see it on this here. So I went around the outside and then I just went up and down when it came to these two levels as well. I did add more glue to this piece. I was thinking about coming down and doing a design on that, but again, I just want to be able to have a spot to journal if they want to as well. The only thing that I have left now is to add a topper. And I think for my topper, I will actually use this one. And I'm just going to simply cut this in half. Fold it over. And I'm going to use my a mini stapler. If I can find it. There it is. It's amazing. Every time I rearrange, I lose something. Can never find it. Oh my goodness. Put that in the center, or make sure it's centered. And then I'm just going to come in. I'm actually going to put an X. It's one. And I'm going to come in on another side. And there. I have this cute little tiny X on top of the tag now, using staples. So that is that tag. Now, let's make a pocket, or let's revisit our belly band and see how that's doing. Perfect. That's all secured, and that is in there as well. So we are good with that. Okay, let's make a pocket. And I think I'm going to use, I want to use one of the blues. I love the shade of blue that this has. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice right there. And what I'm just going to cut a piece of this. And again, I'm going to sew it on. Now I am going to wrap it around just a little bit. So that, and again, remember, the concept that I'm looking at here is to have the textile look, but also allow it to be the base of it. So that doesn't mean that we can't put a stamped image on top of this or anything like that. Like I said, the clusters. So that's kind of what we're going to do. Which way do I want to go here? I actually want to go this way. And I'm going to use my clips again here, because that'll just hold this piece in place so that I can sew it. And again, I'm going to come down the sides, and then I'll come around, and then I'll come back up again just to sew that. All right, so I'll be right back. I just can't fit my sewing machine up here, and if I did, it would make you all sick. So I'll be right back. All right, so we did the sewing around. I'm gonna tone those stitches down just a little bit with just adding some vintage photo with my brush here. Again, just to tone them down. And what we've created here is we have a pocket here, we have a pocket here, we have a pocket here. So we've got all these pockets. I mean, heck, we can even have a pocket here. So we've got all of these. Now we won't have this one because this is going to be glued down into a page. And I'm going to close all of that since I have this and this. Well, now you want to know what? I am going to... I'm going to glue that down. Okay, and now let's find, because see, we can put this right here, which is really nice. It expands nicely. So we can put, and you can see the bulk. That's why I only put one signature in here, because this is going to be really, really bulky. Now, what's also nice though, as I continue through, let me find a page. No. Jizz. I think I'm going to put that one right there. Yes. And I'm going to put glue on 3 of the sides. Huh. You will have a complete pile, I'm sure I said this before, of threads that is unbelievable. Make sure you clean the nose of your glue bottle, or else they will stay there permanently. Okay. I am just going to put that right there. And then, again, we'll have that back pocket there. And then we'll have these 2 fronts. I mean, you can put something here if you want, or behind it, whichever way. And then you have the one right in the front. So I'm actually going to have this one sitting here, and then I'm going to have a taller tag actually coming off of that as well. So that's what that is going to look like. I do think I want to make one more of those because I really do like those pockets. Maybe not. Maybe I'll use this as a pocket. What I'm really looking to do is use this as a base to create like a collage or like a crazy pattern. So let's see what we have with that. And I do want to use some coffee dyed papers as well in this. Because yeah, maybe you don't have fabric. And what you can do this same thing, but with papers. Why not? I think it would look absolutely cool. All right, let's see. So off camera here, I'm just cutting some snippets of fabrics. And again, we're just going to create that pattern. And I am looking at, I just don't have any big stripes yet of some other pieces that I can use. Yes, I do. Yay. we have that. Okay. And yes, I do keep all of my scraps because you can use them for the tops of tags and so forth. I think I want to pull in some, I think I'm actually going to put the lace on top of this. Yeah, I'm actually going to like that. See, what color am I missing? I am missing a dark color. You should see the pile of, of fabric I've got over here off to the side. It's amazing, but lots of fun. So we can put that there, that there. I think I like that. And I think I definitely want to put that one there. Oh, this is a nice width. And then we'll put that there. And we're going to shorten that little one up. No, we're going to put that one there because that's perfect. And then I can put that going across it. And then I can put that in the center. And then I think this would look good going across this because then I get that splash of blue. Or should I switch these? Yes. All right. Now, you all know what I'm thinking. Okay, so how can I get this to stay? All right, and I know you're all screaming, press and seal, press and seal. I know, I hear yous, I hear yous. All right. That's not it. Okay. I think it's the same thing with the roller. For me, I can't get it to work. All right, let's move that. I know this is a lot bigger than what I need. Let's see here. All right. So, okay, what do you all do with your scraps? Do you put it on the box and pray it stays? Let me know. Because that's wasteful. And I know someone will tell me that's wasteful. Okay, so here we go. Okay. All right. So, I know we're going to do that. And I know we were doing this. Now, is this? Yep. Okay. This is good. Now, I know there's some pieces on top of there that are going to come off, so that's okay. All right. I'm going to put glue on that. I'm going to put glue on that. My fingers are sticking to the press and seal. So we're going to do that. And then we'll put some glue down there. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay this on top. And then I'm going to use my brayer just to push that. All right, I'm going to fold that over so that I can put my fingers on it. And see, I can lift my fingers now. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that pulled that up, but we know it was going to. All right, so for material, it kind of works a little differently, but that's okay. This is doable. We just need to make sure that you know where your material is. All right, and I should be able to save that. Okay, glue coming through. All right, now, so I want to make sure that I have some glue down here because you know I will. I don't think I'm going to sew on this one. I think I'm just going to let it be with the glue. Put that down like that. Put that there. Put that there. Okay. Now I'm just making sure that that's staying, and now I forgot. Yeah, I wanted to go onto the top of this, or did I want to go on top of that? I think on this because that's hanging down. All right. Oh, wrong one. And I'm just going to put a squiggly line. And then set that down. And we are going to let that dry. So again, a cute little tiny pocket with some stability going on in here. I don't think anything will get caught up into that. So we can put that in our book. And I think I am going to put this one over. I've got to trim this one. Just a little too thick now, because I know it's going to be on this side, so I do want to trim this side. All right, and I think I'm going to trim this side too, just to make it even. All right, now where'd that page go? That here. I could also put that there. It's just really right up to the edge of that page, and I would hate, I'm just going to cut a little more off. There we go. So much better. And I'm just going to put the glue on the base. Again, 3 sides. And then we will set that right there. So now I have those 2 style of pockets, and I'm going to flip this over so that I can press that down. And now we have that pocket. All right, I think I'm going to stop there. I'm sure I'm over the time that I do, but we'll be making more. And again, just like I asked in another one, let me know if you want to continue to see this. I know I say that it's a start to finish. Just let me know. We will continue with this, or I can just show you how I'm progressing through this every once in a while. Okay, so again, any materials you have in your stash, any lace you have in your stash, whatever you have in your stash, you can do the same thing here. I will have listed down below my favorites when it comes to my junk journaling when I put mine together. That will be listed down below. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for stopping by and just taking the time, even if it's just a little bit of this video. I am truly grateful and thankful that you do that. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe. Click that button, and also make sure you hit the button for the bell so that you'll know what and when the next video is ready for you to watch as well. I hope everyone is having a great day. Continue to stay safe and healthy as we continue through our challenge. But remember what's most important for me each and every day, and it doesn't matter what we do, always be creative. Till next time, guys. Take care.